What's up, YouTube? I got another request video here, so it's kind of unusual for me to be uploading multiple videos in a day, but I'm answering a lot of questions here, and this is a question that pretty much sparked this off. It's a question I get asked almost every day in my profession, and it's in regards to, in the state of Maryland, how do you obtain a wear and carry permit, and how do you even just own a firearm in the state of Maryland? What's the process to go through to obtain a license to own a firearm and a license to carry a firearm? So we're going to address that today. So first of all, let's just talk about the state of Maryland for a second and its laws. So Maryland is a weird state, okay? There was, for a long time, only a select few people who could get a wear and carry permit, as it's called. Now, wear and carry permit permits you to carry a firearm on your person while traveling within the state of Maryland, a handgun specifically. So with this permit, before summer of last year, you had to either be armed security or something like that, like I am, and be on your way to and from work, or you had to own a business, or you had to be a documented victim of a crime multiple times, meaning that you had to have been like an assault victim or the subject of violence multiple times with police reports and with good reasoning. And then even then it was up to someone to decide whether or not they wanted to approve you for a carry permit. Now, obviously these laws were a violation of our constitutional rights, and they're also pretty stupid, okay? So with that being said, now with the new legislation that came about last summer under the Hogan administration, we are now able to just be a citizen, not have a criminal history, a violent criminal history and things like that, and be psychologically fit to carry a firearm, and then you just need to complete the qualifications necessary and you're able to do so. So with that being said, now you do not have to have a restricted gun permit as of right now, meaning that the back of the permit used to say that you must be traveling to and from work, or you must be on the site of a workplace, something like that. Nowadays, you can just get a permit that it just simply says, as long as the law doesn't prohibit it, meaning places like government property, schools, things like that, you're able to carry your firearm. Now, I'll do another video in detail going through the state police website, and we'll talk about the specific application process. I'll show you what the application process looks like and all of that. I'll also do an in-depth video on the laws that relate to this and where you can't carry, whether you have an unrestricted permit or not, and things like that. So those videos will be down the line. But for right now, you just need to know the basis of what you need to do so that you can, number one, own a firearm, and then number two, carry a firearm. So first and foremost, regardless of what anyone has told you, yes, you need two separate things to carry a firearm. One is a handgun qualification license. That is your license to own and buy a firearm. If you go to the gun dealer and you try to buy a firearm, they're going to ask you for your HQL number. This number is assigned to you when you get a HQL license. The difference now in the past, they used to give you a card, a yellow card, that was your handgun qualification license. They no longer do that. They just send you an email. It has your HQL number on it, and it's a PDF that you can save to any digital device. With that being said, the HQL is not actually what you want to get first. The wear and carry permit is the second document that you'll need, or the second permit that you'll need to be able to actually carry your firearm. Now, Maryland is not a concealed carry, open carry type of state. The law does not specify. There's a lot of loopholes in our laws. Technically speaking, the law does not prohibit you from open carrying, whether you do something like armed security or not. But in reality, open carrying is not ideal unless you are in an employment-based situation. But that's another video in itself again. So the wear and carry permit, you want to apply for that first. The reason why you want to do this is because there is a exemption that you can then qualify for, that you will basically just get your HQL as kind of like a package deal, right? So when you apply for the wear and carry permit, which I'll talk about in detail, you'll wait until you're approved for it. You'll get an email saying that you have been not disapproved. That means approved. It's how they keep it open-ended so they can change their mind later if something were to change, or if something were to pop up on your background check, something like that. If you're ever wondering why, that's why. So as long as you get not disapproved or approved, Then at that time in their system, you can now go in, apply for an HQL, but you won't have to do a separate set of the background related steps to apply. Now let's talk about the process. So first and foremost, to apply for your wear and carry permit, you need to take a class that is taught by a certified instructor. You can go to the Maryland State Police website and you can find a list of qualified Maryland State instructors. These firearm instructors can teach you the basics and fundamentals of firearm safety, as well as some governing laws that apply. And then they'll take you to the range and make sure that you can safely operate, safely shoot, and that you can pass just a basic level firing test. What that is composed of may depend on which instructor, but you can find the guidelines on the Maryland State Police website. So again, step one is you need to take a course. Now to find this, you can go to the State Police website, or you can just go on Google, type in Maryland Wear and Carry courses, and pick which one is best for you. You can always verify that they are a legitimate company by comparing it to the list on the State Police website. So once you've taken your class, that is going to cost you some money. Of course, I'm not going to talk about pricing and things like that. YouTube policies, times will change. You never know when you're going to see this video. But generally speaking, expect to pay a couple $100s to take that course. But this course will supplement both the wear and carry and the HQL learning requirement. The HQL learning requirement will not satisfy the wear and carry learning requirement. Okay? So you want to do the wear and carry course, not the HQL. If you already have an HQL, well, it's too late. You're still going to have to take the wear and carry course. Once you take the wear and carry course, you'll receive a certificate of completion. It'll have your scores on it that show that you completed the shooting, as well as the classroom portion, and it'll be signed by your instructor. You're going to take that. You're then going to go to like CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever, get 2 passport photos, and then you need to find somewhere where you can get a FBI background check done by live scan fingerprints. You do want to make sure that they are CJIS certified, because there are some fingerprint places that don't do the right type of background check. So this is important. CJIS, okay? So you got your certificate of completion, you got your 2 passport photos, you now have a receipt number from getting your fingerprints taken. You're gonna take these 3 things, you're gonna go onto the Maryland State Police licensing portal. You'll type that right into Google. Go to their licensing portal and create an account. Once you create an account, you're gonna take those 3 documents, you're gonna select Start HGP, which stands for Handgun Permit Application. You'll then fill in the information that it's requesting. You'll upload those 3 things as it requests, and you will have to pay an application fee. Currently, the application fee, I believe, is $50, and you can do that by a credit card, debit card, or I believe it's on the electronic payment. Once you submit all of that, the state of Maryland has up to 90 days to complete your application. Typically, they'll get it done in about 60. But what will happen is you'll get a call or you'll get an email saying that it's been assigned to a background check investigator, which is a state police officer who specializes in background checks. Eventually, within a couple of days, they'll give you a call. They'll give a couple of your references a call, and then they'll pass you through the background check portion. Once that happens, you'll receive an email saying that you've been not disapproved or approved for your wear and carry permit. It'll have your wear and carry permit number, and within a few days you'll receive your card. Now, the day that you receive the email, you now are permit exempt for your HQL. So you're gonna go back onto the state police website and you're gonna sign up for a handgun qualification license. This is gonna require you to set up a separate account because it's a separate portal on the Maryland State Police website. But you'll simply go to the Maryland State Police website, just click HQL, it'll take you directly to the portal, fill out the information, create your account. Once you've created your account, you're gonna fill out all the information that it's asking, but you're gonna select permit exempt under your reason for, or your application type. You'll select permit exempt. By doing so, you will not have to upload a copy of any fingerprints, photos, or anything like that. You don't need to take a separate course or anything, and you don't need to pay an application fee. You'll click through, make sure all the information is correct and true, acknowledge, and submit your application. This typically will get expedited. For me, when I did it, It took me less than like 2 days to get my email back saying that my HQL had been approved. Now, like I said, HQLs used to come as a card. Your wear and carry permit will come as a card. Your HQL will not. You will simply receive an email saying that you've been not disapproved, and with a PDF attached that is actually your HQL. It's typically a white document with some blue writing at the top, black body, okay? It'll have your HQL number. Now, you have a wear and carry permit once you have your physical card. You also have your HQL, and you can take the HQL, simply download, save it to your phone, save the number, go to the gun dealer. You'll make a purchase, select whatever firearm you want. There's a 7-day waiting period anytime that you buy a firearm. The second that you buy a firearm, and this is just some extra information, you want to ask the dealer to help you fill out a designated collector's license. What this is not an actual license, but it is a third certification or registration that allows you to purchase more than one firearm within 30 days if that's something you intend to do. But basically now you'll have everything you need to be able to purchase a firearm, to carry a firearm on your person when you're in the state of Maryland. Now, to take it just a little bit further, you're going to want to do research, and I'll put some videos out about these topics, but you're going to want to do some research about traveling in other states. There are other permits that you will need. Your permit does not in any way grant you the right to travel across state lines, but there are some states that recognize that you don't need a permit to carry a firearm. So in those states, you're able to do so. But there are some states that don't recognize Maryland's carry permit. So you want to make sure you know before you travel. And you also want to make sure you get licensed or permitted in as many states as you can. Licenses like Utah and Florida cover multiple states, and they're good for residents that do not live within their state boundaries, getting the application and getting the process done. That's just a little bit of information. But this is the basics to obtaining both a wear and carry permit and an HQL, including that loophole that's going to allow you to skip over the process of doing a separate background check and paying extra fees and such for the HQL. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's any other topics that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share. I hope that you can help me grow this community. But for now, these are the basics, and we'll be back with a little bit more of an in-depth walkthrough of the application processes. Bye for now.